13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
It is a rainy start to the day, but all eyes will be on that potential for severe weather this afternoon. I'll have the details on that coming up.
For count 2, felony murder, we the jury find DeMarcus Devontae Little guilty.
A week after testimony started in the trial for the men accused of killing Anitra Gunn, the jury hands down its decision. Details from today in court and what DeMarcus Little said when he took the stand.
Plus, a bill on voting rules advancing in the General Assembly. The changes lawmakers at the state capitol are considering.
Wednesday, and this morning we're going to meet the woman behind the Cherry Blossom Festival, the Queen of Pink, Miss Carolyn Creighton. She shares how the annual festival blossomed 40 years ago and the impact that it's made in Macon.
Well, good morning. You are looking live over a watercolor painting of downtown Macon this morning. The time is 6:31 on this March 16th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanya Reese. It's a little dreary, but we're still going to make it a great day.
Absolutely. We are, have we said, halfway through the work week. We are rolling towards the weekend, towards the Cherry Blossom Festival. Courtney, just got to get through today.
Yes. That's right, yeah, and Friday. Also, because
the
we're also
one step at a time.
Thank you. Caitlin was taking it one day at a time, and here's me just, oh, wait, but there's more. All right, everyone, happy Wednesday. Yes, we do have to get through today first, and especially this morning, because it is very rainy out there. The roads are going to be wet. You can see on this loop here that band of showers has made its way across most of the area, especially along 75. Take it from me, who drove in along 75 this morning from Houston County. The roads are wet, and we do have some rain in parts of Baldwin County and also up towards Hancock County, Wilkinson County, Jones County, and down towards Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery, and Trutland County as well. So just be sure you're giving yourself a few extra minutes because this is a common sight across the area. The roads are wet. It is a soggy start to the day, and temperatures are fairly cool. 58 right now in the city of Macon. And area-wide, we are generally in the upper 50s and low 60s. 58 in Warner Robins and in Butler. We're at 60 in Gordon and 63 in Dublin. As we head into the afternoon, we're going to look ahead to the potential for maybe an isolated severe storm. I'm going to time all this out for you. That's in a few minutes.
Well, justice for her family has arrived. The family now has closure, but are left with only the memories of Anitra. And this is just sad for both of the families. Sending prayers.
This is how you're reacting online after a jury handed down a verdict in the murder trial of the 2020 death of Fort Valley State University student Anitra Gunn. The man accused of strangling and killing Gunn on Valentine's Day back in 2020, now convicted and sentenced. Jurors found DeMarcus Little guilty of murder in connection with the death of his former girlfriend.
Our Ashlyn Webb takes you inside the emotional day in court and details what led up to the jury's decision.
After 7 long days of testimony and 3 hours of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict, finding DeMarcus Little guilty of aggravated assault and felony murder and not guilty of malice murder. Among cries of relief from Anitra Gunn's family, DeMarcus Little was put in handcuffs and escorted out. Judge Connie Williford sentenced Little to the maximum penalty, life without the possibility of parole. The sentence Anitra Gunn's family asked the court for Tuesday. Her godmother, sister, and cousin all stood before the judge, saying Little told the life Anitra Gunn was just beginning and the memories her family could have made with her.
There will be no more birthday parties, holiday celebrations, or family activities to share.
The verdict comes after 7 long days of testimony, hearing from key witnesses including Gunn's best friend, Little's aunt, and Little's best friend, Javon Abram, who told investigators that DeMarcus Little confessed he murdered Anitra Gunn in February 2020.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and the whole truth in this matter before this honorable court, so help you God. I do.
And on Tuesday, the final testimony. DeMarcus Little took the stand, defending himself.
I've been in this jail for 2 years. 2 years, ready to get back to my duties. I'm ready to get back, and you guys are playing with my life.
Little maintained he did not kill Anitra Gunn, calling her his soulmate.
So I'm not the person that you're trying to make me out to be like I'm a monster, because if I was a monster, she would have left me a long time ago.
But when the state questioned Little in an intense cross-examination, Little could not explain or said the evidence was wrong.
And you dumped your soulmate like garbage in the middle of the woods, didn't you, sir?
No, ma'am.
Just like your phone said you did. And then you drove back down her beaded car with the missing bumper and the missing wheel well, and you dumped her car just like you dumped her
The family of Anitra Gunn told the judge they've been waiting 2 years for this, justice. After the sentence was read, the family walked out of the courtroom into a hallway. There you could hear Christopher Gunn wailing out of relief. Remember, it was him 2 years ago that reported his daughter missing, and every day of this trial he has been sitting front row listening to every single one of these witnesses. Now the family has some closure. Reporting in Fort Valley, Ashlyn Webb, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, the prosecution says Little's own phone was the biggest witness against him. Investigators used GPS locations from his phone on Valentine's Day 2020.
Little claimed all those locations were correct, except when his phone was tracked to the woods off of Greer Road, where investigators found Gunn's body. You can get a day-by-day recap of the trial and a full timeline of Anitra Gunn's disappearance right now. That's on our website. You see it there. It's at 13WMAZ.com.
You can also view more about the trial and the 2020 case by watching 13 WMAZ on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Now to other headlines we are following this morning, including news from across the state. Today marks 1 year since the deadly spa shootings in Cherokee County and Atlanta. The shootings killed 8 people, 6 of them women of Asian descent. Robert Aaron Long pleaded guilty to the Cherokee County killings, and a judge sentenced him to life without parole. He has pleaded not guilty to charges including murder in the shootings that happened in Atlanta. The prosecutor there is seeking the death penalty in that case. More changes could come to voting rules in the Peach State. The Georgia House pushed a bill through yesterday that would allow the GBI to start examining election problems without an invitation from other officials. The measure would also create new chain of custody requirements for handling ballots and give people the right to inspect paper ballots after an election. House Bill 1464 moves to the Senate now for more debate.
Betting on horse racing doesn't appear to be in the cards. State senators defeated a constitutional amendment that would have allowed voters to decide whether to legalize betting on horse racing. The Senate could not meet the 2/3 requirement for a constitutional amendment to move forward to the House. Another measure not advancing, a school voucher bill. State senators rejected a plan to give educational vouchers of up to $6,000 a year. The measure would have let parents spend on private school or homeschooling for any child who attended public school for at least 6 weeks. Georgia already has programs giving vouchers for special education students and giving state income tax credits for donors to private school scholarship funds.
Well, today it is full steam ahead for a building that was once on Historic Macon's Fading 5 list. This is what the Robert Train building looked like before, but this afternoon, Bibb County, the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension, and Historic Macon will officially open the renovated and revitalized version. The county says the building on Oglethorpe Street will now house the UGA Extension services and programs. That includes 4-H, gardening and landscaping workshops, and financial literacy classes. There will be a ribbon cutting ceremony at 2 o'clock. And looking ahead, have you ever wanted to put yourself in a pilot's shoes?
Ooh, I know I have. So if so, you may want to spend your weekend at the Museum of Aviation out in Houston County. This Saturday, the museum will host a family aviation day. You'll get the chance to climb into cockpits, tour an aircraft, and watch free movies in the theater.
And if you stick around long enough, you'll see a TH-1H helicopter and a UH-1N helicopter touch down at the museum.
Wow.
The event is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturday. Definitely something you don't want to miss. And coming up next this morning.
This week's top teacher has a love for serving his school and his country. Stick around for the big surprise coming up.
Plus, the Cherry Blossom Festival starts in 2 days, but this morning we're highlighting more than just the pinkest party on earth. We're also putting the spotlight on the Queen of Pink herself. Get to know one of the faces behind the 40-year-old festival. That story is coming up around 6:47. But right now, the time is now 6:39 a.m. Good morning. Thank you for staying with us this morning. And this weather, it's not too hot this morning, but we're still thankful to see another day. Thank you, Jesus.
Right, yeah. We're going to make it a good day. We are going to claim it,
That's
even
right.
with this rainy weather.
Yes, because it's going to be temporary. We are going to have a really beautiful weekend on the way and a really nice St. Patrick's Day as well, which is tomorrow. Of course, we can't forget that. I know all of you out in the DUB probably very excited about the holiday on the way for tomorrow. First, though, we do have to get through a rainy start to the day, like we've been saying all morning long. Not the most beautiful start to the day. You can see here on top of the fairgrounds in Perry, the roads are wet. I-75 has been a hot spot for the rain today. It's all thanks to a band of showers that have continued to roll from south to north through the morning, carrying some heavier rain at that. So yes, the roads are wet this morning, everyone. Take your time. Do not be in a rush. Currently, it looks like the heaviest of rain pushing into parts of Wilkinson and Baldwin County up towards the Milledgeville area, moving through Irwinton. just to the east of Coopers and Gordon. It looks like also in parts of Jones County near the Round Oak area, some fairly heavy downpours. And then as we head down towards, it looks like Lawrence County, which you have been fairly dry for the start of the day today. Now you're starting to finally get your dose of rain, and down towards, it looks like Montgomery, Telfair, Wheeler, and Trutland counties all dealing with some rain. For the most part, we're dealing with some heavy pockets of rain. Again, the visibility is going to be reduced this morning. Do not be in a rush. It's all around an area of low pressure that is going to continue to move across the southeast today, and that's going to bring us the chance for an isolated severe storm. All of the area under a level 1 of 5 threat for severe weather. What we're going to be looking for, I think the most prevalent threat in our storms for the day today, going to be damaging wind and heavy rain. We do have that threat for maybe a brief isolated tornado and some hail south and east of Macon today, but I think that threat is extremely low. Isolated, definitely the key word with our threat for the day today. So let's take you through the models. High resolution model looks like this. All that rain will continue to move off to the northeast throughout the morning. So for your morning drive, rain is going to be around in one way or another. So be sure that you are packing that umbrella with you and packing your patience on the roads. As we head towards 10 o'clock, all the activity will move off to the Carolinas and the coast. And at this point, come 11, 12 o'clock, we're going to start to heat up. So that's going to allow some extra fuel for storms. So I do think the greater threat for severe storms is going to lie along the coast and the Carolinas. What we're looking for come the afternoon is these isolated cells to roll in, wrapping around that low through the evening hours and maybe managing to become severe. Again, I think our most prevalent threat today is going to be the damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour and very heavy rain between around 5 and 9 o'clock. So stay weather aware, have a way to receive weather warnings just in case. And then that story is the case again on Friday. We're already looking ahead to another severe threat for Friday afternoon and evening along a cold front that's going to move through as we head past lunchtime during the heat of the day, unfortunately. So definitely going to be needing to be weather aware as we head into Friday. The good news is, though, once that clears, we're not going to be freezing. So that's good news for all the plants out. We're also going to be dry through the weekend, and temperatures will go back in the mid-70s by Tuesday.